NCN Sports is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Liberty First Credit Union. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. And by Teammates Mentoring. Join the team, be a mentor. Visit teammates.org today.
It's scary. And good afternoon, everyone. From Lincoln Northeast High School, football is done for the day. The Big Red are in the victory column, and now it's time to get you a little basketball. Doug Duda, Brandon Bennett's with you for a Heartland Athletic Conference matchup between the Rockets of Lincoln Northeast and Kearney High. And in this girls' game, Brandon, we kind of look at teams that are headed in different directions from last time that they met.
They really did, and you look at Lincoln Northeast coming in at 2-2, Kearney at 5-2. Kearney scores a lot of points, gives up a lot of points, but there's a big woman in the middle for Lincoln Northeast. She's the difference maker.
Yeah, Kearney High trying to get themselves into the top 10. Maybe a win today will do that when the new rankings come out at the first of the year for Lincoln Northeast, a very young basketball program. We'll take a look at our key players and get you ready for tonight's girls matchup of our Hack doubleheader right after this on News Channel Nebraska.
'Tis the season to buy at the Get Holiday Ready sales event at Woodhouse Ford. Find the perfect gift for someone special or yourself. Unwrap incredible savings on our top models, from the spacious Expedition to the rugged F-150. Plus, the year-end savings are here. Celebrate the season with reduced prices and holiday bonuses on all remaining 2024 vehicles. Browse our inventory online or visit us at one of our 3 convenient locations in Blair, Omaha, and Plattsmouth. Shop with confidence at Woodhouse Ford.
Well, let's take a look at a couple of the players that we're going to be watching in this basketball game tonight. First off, for the visitors for Kearney, it's senior Kelsey Hatcher. She's averaging about 20 points per ball game, and she does it on both sides. Offense, defense, she's a key for the Bearcats.
She really does. She's the straw that stirs the drink for Kearney High. As you mentioned, quality point scorer, but also leads the team with just over 8 rebounds a game. 30% from 3. She does it all for Kearney High.
And then, as we talked about, Lincoln Northeast is a young team, and Brenna Renard, just a freshman, and in the first 4 games of her varsity career, she's averaging a double-double, just over 10 points and 10 rebounds a game. Comes from a very athletic family. Her brother's playing college basketball, a sister that's playing college softball, so she comes by it naturally.
She does, but the key for the Rockets are they going to have the pieces to fit around her? 10 points, 10 rebounds. But you look at anybody else, nobody's above 8 on the rest of the team. They don't have a senior that's a major contributor. Lots of freshmen and sophomores on Lincoln Northeast roster right now.
And talking with Coach Van Engen, probably the one key thing that we're going to have to watch is the pressure. Can Lincoln Northeast guards get the ball up the floor against Kearney's pressure? Well, no holiday tournament. Usually the Heartland Athletic Conference tournament is this week. They made the change this year in the Hack, so both these teams wanted to get a game in over Christmas break, and we're looking forward to bringing you tonight's doubleheader here on NCN. Kearney High, Lincoln Northeast. We'll take a look at the starters when we come back.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't just see anyone, see the trainer. From bracing to home health and rehab products, they provide the right solutions to keep you moving. Whether it's a chronic condition or sudden injury, their expert team will help you find the perfect fit. With a wide range of in-stock orthopedic, sports medicine, or rehabilitation products, See the Trainer is dedicated to improving your quality of life. Visit the professionals at See the Trainer in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
And welcome back to high school basketball as we're getting ready for Kearney and Lincoln Northeast. Brought to you by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. You look at Lincoln Northeast, they have a lot of banners in this school, but it has been a while. Mascot the Rockets, and of course, a big enrollment here. The girls a little bit lower than the boys, but when you come into Lincoln and this hack, Brandon, you see a lot of teams that are pretty equal.
I would say if you look at the Heartland Athletic Conference, the biggest key term is athletic. There is a lot of athletes across Lincoln and especially to the west. And for the Northeast Rockets, they've had such great tradition here. But as you mentioned, the banners are starting to get a little old. They're starting a rebuild program, and it starts with a big freshman for the Rockets.
And then we take a look at Kearney, a couple hours down the interstate. One of the new members still of the Heartland Athletic Conference coming out of Buffalo County. They're Bearcats are the mascot, and that is our school spotlight, brought to you by Currency. Going to get a chance to take a look at the starting lineups here at Ed Jones Gymnasium, home of the Rockets, where you can see Brianna Craig, Dominique Kelly. They have had some of the best players in Nebraska high school basketball history. Not just the guys, but the gals, as you can see right there. Starting lineups are brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. We'll look at the starters right after this on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
This broadcast is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do, just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
Teammates Mentor proudly serves 10,000 students in 192 chapters across Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, South Dakota, and Wyoming. But we need your help.
We're recruiting Teammates Mentors to help our students reach their full potential.
Meeting with a student once a week can make a positive impact in their life. and create a ripple effect in our communities.
Go to teammates.org to learn how you can get involved. Join the team, be a mentor.
This broadcast is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
And welcome back to Ed Jones Gymnasium here, home of the Rockets, Lincoln Northeast. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. First off for Kearney, number 2, 5'7" sophomore, Augusta Gans. Number 11, 5'5" junior is Addie Snyder. Number 23, 5'8" senior, Kelsey Hatcher. Number 31, 5'9" senior, Elena Jasnock. And number 33, 5'7" sophomore is Libby Province. The head coach is Drew Danielson. Kearney comes in with a record of 5-1, including a win last week over the number 3 team in Wyoming, Cheyenne Central. Their only loss is a one-pointer last time they were here in Lincoln against Southwest that came right down to the final car. For Lincoln Northeast, number 2 is 5'3" junior Jada Murrell. Number 3, 5'10" junior Tilly Ash. Number 5, 5'3" junior Paige Perry. Number 22, 5'7" guard is Nala Sand. She's a sophomore. And number 32 is 6'2" freshman Brenna Renard. The head coach for Lincoln Northeast in his second year as the head coach, his 8th year on the staff, is Matt Van Engen. Northeast with wins over Blue Springs, South Missouri, and Omaha Benson. Their losses to Lincoln North Star and Blue Springs, Missouri. We mentioned the loss that Kearney had to Lincoln Southwest. Their wins over Elkhorn South, Lincoln East, Lincoln Southeast, Cheyenne Central of Wyoming, and Scotts Bluff. They went out to the Panhandle and got a couple of wins last week. Your starting lineups brought to you by Medica, and we're about ready to get this basketball game underway. Doug Duda, Brandon Bennett with you on this last Saturday of 2024.
And how fast has this year gone by? It just seems like a year ago we were looking forward to all these events and activities, and then 24 is about to hit the books, and we're about to 25.
Well, let's see who ends the season on a win. Obviously, the height advantage there on the jump goes to Lincoln Northeast, and they will win the jump. And Kearney immediately putting on pressure. And as we said in the open, as the drive and the shot off the glass it in for Sand. So a good start for Northeast. They're going to have to do a lot of that if Kearney's going to overplay the ball defensively.
Really looking forward to pressure on the outside, forcing everything in the middle. And unfortunately for the Bearcats, Sands was able to get to the outside and get to the bucket.
All right, Kearney working here against man-to-man, which is something interesting to look at. Young teams usually drop it into a zone, but Kearney seeing the man-to-man here. Shot clock down to 15 on the opening possession. Kearney's got some pretty good balance from the big three as the drive is up off the glass, no good by Province, but a long rebound comes out. And outside of Renard, you would think maybe Kearney's going to have the advantage on the glass, as the long three by Hatcher doesn't catch anything, and Murrell will pull it down. And if you don't score, it's a little harder to put that pressure on. So, Brandon, that's key. The chicken and the egg theory there. You got to score to get the pressure on, and you can get 6, 8, 10 points in a hurry. But if you don't score, Lincoln Northeast going to have a lot better chance here on the three-pointer. That's off the heel and no good. But a rebound off the Murrell miss by Sand underneath, and then a picked off pass at the top of the key. And the uncontested layup by Province will tie the ball game. Now's here where they will put that pressure on. You've got deep Renard if they can go with that baseball pass, but instead it's going to be knocked away. And this will be the theme of this first quarter.
How many turnovers off of how much pressure can Kearney High get?
18-footer good by Gans. And Kearney High with the back-to-back buckets, and they take the lead at 4-2. Joking with the coaches how big the bounce pass is, the ball fake. Here they break the press. Ash underneath, going to draw the foul. First foul of the game on Gans for Kearney High. A couple of free throws coming up. Even though there's been a couple turnovers already by the Rockets, I like what I've seen the first 2 minutes here from this young Northeast team.
One of the things for the Rockets is how long can they sustain that pressure. It's going to be easy in the first quarter, maybe in the second, but you start to get tired. You don't step to the ball like as much as you would in the first half. Second half, more turnovers possible for Kearney High.
Second free throw, no good, but Renard grabs the rebound. Nice pass underneath. The layup is good by Sand on the offensive putback. A 3-point trip down the floor, and the Rockets regain the lead at 5-4. That's what the height can do. You not necessarily over the back, just good position to get the ball. Try to get it to Hatcher. She's doubled down low. Kick it out quickly. Gans gets into the paint. Back to Hatcher in the corner. Kearney not afraid to shoot threes. You saw her do that early. Cups the basketball, brings it in too strong, and Perry has the rebound. Sand works it right side of the key, dribbles into traffic, and Hatcher will get the deflected ball, and off the floor to pick it up will be Jasnock. Get into the front court. Here comes Kearney High. Trailing 5-4. First 3 minutes of the game, Hatcher thinking about it. Nearly walked. Now looks for a back cut. The ball's going to be deflected away there by Morrell, but Kearney picks it up in the corner. No reset of the shot clock, so we're down to 15. Using the screen to the right side, dishing it out for the three-pointer. Gans buries it. 7-5, Kearney.
Just what the Bearcats were looking for. You tried to find something in the middle, couldn't find it. Found an open jumper from the right wing. Good shot there. Good offense from Kearney High.
Well, Northeast coach Matt Venningen saw exactly what was about to happen. The key, when you bring that ball across the timeline, you cannot stop. We call it the Bermuda Triangular. You can't go to the right. You can't go backwards. You're either out of bounds or over and back. You got 2 defenders right in front of you. So 4:50 to go here in the first quarter. Bearcats lead the Rockets 7-5. We'll take a 30-second break on NCN. Out of the Rocket timeout. They're going to go to the bench, and Jayla Merrill's going to come in. The only senior that is suited tonight because Neiswanger is injured. And she'll take a high arching three, and the rainbow is answered. Holy moly, with some arch on that ball. But the three-pointer is good. Nice job at the corner to knock it down, Jayla Merrill. And that'll put Northeast up 8-7. Free throw line jumper for the Bearcats. No good. They get an offensive rebound in the paint. Scooping it back up and in is Snyder. So Kearney regains the lead 9-8. Push the ball up on the right side. Here is Perry. You would think Kearney would have the advantage when it comes to depth. We're going to get a jump ball here. But Kearney's not going to go more than 8 deep. They only suit 10 out of what they have. And for Lincoln Northeast, they've only got about 9 girls suited. Couple are gone.
One of those things we can look for in the third and fourth quarter. How much is the conditioning for each of these teams? We're early on. One team has played 6 games. The other one, the Rockets, have played 4. So we're still getting into that basketball conditioning, and conditioning could be key in the fourth quarter.
Our instant replay brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close. Just like our game is right now. Rockets 9-8. They're switching around. The scoreboard was wrong here. Bearcats 9-8 midway through the first quarter. Teams haven't necessarily scored a ton of points. Even Kearney, with their nice record, is averaging less than 50 a game as Hatcher buries another 3 for the right wing. That'll allow the zone trap to come on here for Kearney High. And it's stolen away. Right to the hoop, driving in, drawing the foul, can't get it to fall is Province, which will go to the line and shoot 2.
Already, Doug, 3 turnovers for Lincoln Northeast. We knew that the pressure from Kearney High was going to start to have an effect. That's exactly what Drew Danielson, head coach for Kearney High, wants. And already here, midway through the first, 3 turnovers for the Rockets.
So Kearney with a good number of points on the board. Only 4.5 minutes in, but the free throw is no good. drive, and you see the foul there. Second free throw now coming up. And this time it's off the front of the rim and gets the bounce and in. In Hatcher, 20 points a game. Province about 10 and 8.5 for Snyder. As Kearney High will go to the bench and bring in a solid player off the bench, 5'11" junior Sophie Glant. She's one of the best sixth men that you're going to see, especially in the Heartland Athletic Conference. And we've got a carry here on Northeast of the backcourt as Sand was trying to bring it up 1-on-2. So the Rockets were right there in the first 3 minutes, but now Kearney has started to separate a little bit, up 5 with the basketball. Province is going to come in for Snyder. Kearney will stick with his 6-player rotation early, and then you'll see Coach Drew Danielson go 8 if he can. Drive right side of the key, almost walked, had to drop the ball to avoid the walk. Somehow it's thrown up there by Glant. Off balance, no good. The rebound comes down by Merrill. She decides to push it up strong with the left hand against the Kearney man-to-man here. Into the corner, open look at a three-pointer. Ash lets it fly as it's short. Offensive rebound, no good. Second chance in traffic, won't go. Letting them play a little bit. Renard tries to get it a second time, can't. Here comes Hatcher out of the track meet on the left side. Draws contact. Blocking foul going to be called. Coach Van Hagen was trying to get the call down low for the charge. Didn't get it. There's a replay brought to you by Mead Lumber. So more free throws coming up here for Kearney. Hatcher puts it up, and it skips around, no good. Kearney hasn't exactly tore it up from the free throw line, but Hatcher is an 83% free throw shooter to start the season here, 38 out of 46. So a rare miss from her. The second one, though, is up and in for the senior. Kearney now a little 7-0 run. They lead at 14-8. Brandon, no change probably to our philosophy. It's just about Northeast breaking the timeline here.
Try to get it over in one piece. In this case, they just right on cue, got it over, but then turned it over.
So Hatcher comes up, ball knocked away. Kearney loses the basketball. Nice steal by Sand. One of the things we look at from the Rockets, maybe throwing over the top of that press, but the guards aren't that tall, so they're at a disadvantage as the drive sits on the rim by Merrill. Won't go. Kearney the rebound, one and done. Cans pulls it down for the Bearcats. Kearney works off left wing, deep three. Hatcher looking for a second of the game. It's no good. Batted around, still in play, and it's going to be picked up by Northeast. Renard saved it, and Perry picked it up. But the Rockets now to find a way to get some offense. It's been nearly 3 minutes since that last three went, and trying the three. Merrill blocked from the side. It's going to be Addie Snyder to get a hand on that one. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Kearney 14, Lincoln Northeast 8 from Jones Gymnasium, home of the Rockets. First game of our girls and boys doubleheader. We're getting a timeout here for Kearney. It's going to be a 30-second timeout from Coach Danielson. We'll take it with them. Bearcats up 14-8.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be all right. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
This broadcast is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Doug Duda, Brandon Bennett's back with you here on NCN. Our first quarter brought to you by John Henry's, our family, serving yours. 14-8, Kearney with the lead. After the timeout, Bearcats trying to spread the floor here a little bit more against this Lincoln Northeast matchup. Crossover dribble on the right side by Province. Good defense. Kick it out for the three-pointer, but it's no good. Ball tapped all the way out top. Kearney gets another chance, and a little 7-foot jumper in the paint won't go by Province. Defensive rebound brought down by Merrill. She's not afraid to push it up the floor. She'll come down, put it up too strong off the glass. Kearney gets the rebound. Merrill's got the right idea, just not able to finish, and Kearney goes coast to coast and loses the basketball. Bearcat turnover. So some action there, Brandon, but no points.
A little bit of back and forth, tried to get and force the inside of the lane, and for both teams, just put it up too strong, lost control of the ball.
Got another freshman in Brindley Charas on the floor here. We're number 1 at the guard position for Northeast. Shot inside, no good. Offensive rebound, no good again. Can Kearney save it? Yes, nice job on the baseline by Gans. Northeast has had their chances. Kearney runs the break. Great pass for the layup. Addie Snyder on the assist from Kelsey Hatcher.
Great vision for Hatcher. Nice to be able to see her give up the ball. She's a leader in points, also third on the team in assists, and showed it right there.
Here's another steal going in for the layup. Province, kind of got to let her go, and the layup's good. Well, here's what we talked about. When you force those turnovers, those points can come in a hurry, and that's what's happened right now by Kearney. 11 in a row. Last possession here, 13 seconds. Wraparound pass picked off. Steal made by Snyder. Goes in for 2 more. Missed it. Offensive putback up and in by Hatcher. And Lincoln Northeast is going to call timeout here with 5 seconds. I think that's one of those where Coach Van Engen, probably two-part. A, didn't realize how much time was left. B, upset. He cleared his bench. He's going to bring those 5 girls over and have a little talk with them. The problem is he gets to talk for a minute, and in 5 more seconds, they're going to catch another 60 seconds here full.
Sometimes, Doug, that pressure, that full court pressure that one team gets can affect not just the players on the floor, but also it ramps up the tempo for everyone, including the coaches. I think Coach Van Engen really wanted to be able to get to the quarter, but he also didn't want another turnover and another 2 points for Kearney High. Decided just to slow things down a little bit.
Well, and Coach Van Engen, just talking with him before the game and yesterday as we were getting ready for today's game, he knows what he has. He had a senior-laden team last year. They had 6 seniors on this ball club. They went 18-7. They beat Kearney February 3rd, 76-54. They lost in the district final, so they didn't get to state. But he knew coming in what kind of team he was going to be coaching. And he says, it's a building process. Sometimes you hate to hear the process word, but got to be as good as we can this year to be better next year.
And if you look up and down their roster, junior, sophomore, leading player in points and rebounds as a freshman, junior, sophomore.
Well, Northeast most likely will just be dribbling it out, and that'll get us to the end of the first quarter on your Midway Auto scoreboard. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com, and your Midway Auto scoreboard after 1 quarter reads the Kearney Lady Bearcats 20 and the Lady Rockets of Lincoln Northeast 8 on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
You can't have a game without the referees and the whistles, and appreciate all those gentlemen and ladies across the state of Nebraska who I hope all got a lot of earbuds for Christmas so they don't have to hear the crowd so much. But thanks to the guys that are here tonight for the doubleheader.
Everybody needs a little bit of time off, and especially if you're the officiating crew. People many times forget there aren't just 2 teams on the field or on the floor, on the court. There's also a third team. 3, sometimes more officials, depending on the sport, all working together. Good job for them.
All right, Lincoln Northeast will get the basketball, but they've went 4 minutes without scoring in this one. Kearney's up 20-8. See if Northeast can find a little offense here. Long, high, arching three-pointer. No good for Merrill. She's the last one to score on one of those threes. And the rebound brought down by Gans. Up ahead of the right wing, driving in, wrap-around pass underneath, off the glass, too high. Just knocked no good, but she fights to keep it alive, and Gans will grab it. As Kearney will get their original 5 starters back into the ball game. And for Lincoln Northeast, kind of a little mix and match. Merrill did not start, but she's been playing well. Drive in, short jumper, off the heel, no good. Rebound brought down by Perry. Push the ball up again here with Merrill. Kearney's got to put one of their better defenders on her to slow her down. Over on the left wing, I'm not sure Kearney's got matched up like they want yet. Merrill drives, puts it up, no good. Doing a good job of boxing out on Renard, but not on Merrill. And Jayla comes in and gets the bucket. What's our first quarter scoring look like, Brandon?
Really looks exactly what you would expect for Kearney High. 7 points for Kelsey Hatcher, 4 points for Addie Snyder, 5 for Augusta Gans. For the Rockets, led by Nayla Sand with 4 points, but coming off the bench, Jayla Morrell with 3.
Oh, nice scoop shot, but again, Kearney having trouble finishing from inside 6 feet. They've had a lot roll off the rim. Merrill again, she's double teamed and it's going to be taken away. And we haven't had a lot of whistles, which is always appreciative of the fans. Did I just curse it? They're letting them play a little bit. Some guys would just blow it when you try to go in between that double team. And when the ball's knocked away, as the three's no good. But they're letting them force it out there. As we move into the second quarter, brought to you by O Street Carpet, supported by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. Northeast just can't get it in there. We're going to have to find that Christmas can opener here on both sides. We started off with such a good pace in the first 3 minutes of this game. Kearney fakes the three. Good bounce pass to the baseline. But again, nice pass underneath for the layup against the Gans. I still think Northeast is playing really good defense. I mean, a lot of these points are in transition off steals for Kearney.
And for the Rockets, they're playing really good defense. They just haven't really played very good offense. It really doesn't seem like they've found their offensive sit yet. It seems like give it to Miguel, try to find her, try to get her in, try to find something. They can't figure it out. They can't figure it out, so they just throw up the ball. There's really not an offensive rhythm for the Rockets.
Rockets averaging about 42 points a game. That Lincoln North Star game was a tough one on them, 71-24, so it kind of skews both the offense and defense. But in their other 3 games, pretty close games in the 40s. Bearcats off to a good start here with a 22-10 lead, but only 1 bucket so far in the quarter. Another 3 that's no good as Kenneth Lee comes in for the first time in the contest. Bounce pass inside, and you've got Renard on the bench right now for Lincoln Northeast, so going with a little quicker, shorter lineup right now.
Notice that she was on the bench for about the last half, maybe even the last 2/3 of the first quarter. Didn't see her with an injury, started off strong, and then you didn't see her at all, especially once the turnovers mounted for the Rockets.
And again, just a freshman, so bringing her along, like you said, this is only the 5th game of her varsity career, although she definitely knows what's going on. Corner 3 on the way, in and out, no good. Kearney, another offensive rebound. Lee up the Hatcher, drop step, comes into the paint. In traffic, no good. Ball slapped around, and Northeast comes out of there with it. It'll be Draper to bring it up the floor, kick it off on the right wing. Ball deflected away. Steele made Kearney. Province deflected it. Province will get rewarded on the other end with the layup. So the Bearcats now their largest lead of the game at 14.
Speaking of talented freshmen.
Ankle turns over, ball goes out of bounds off of Kearney. So Northeast a break there, but you hate to see that. Just popping up sand right away.
Speaking of talented freshmen there, Doug, for Libby Province last year as a freshman really had a big impact, was probably the biggest spark plug for the Bearcats last year. This year as a sophomore, a little bit of a learning pain, but still a key contributor for Kearney High.
Coming up at half, we'll take a look at the first half stats brought to you by Visit Kearney. See some highlights as well. Looking forward to that here on NCN, the boys game. Can't wait for that one either. That could be NBA type stuff tonight, the way those teams have scored so far this year. Northeast, though, struggling now offensively, dribbling back forth. Hatcher forces the ball to be knocked out of bounds. Only 2 points in nearly 8 minutes now for Lincoln Northeast.
And 3 turnovers. We talked about this at the beginning of the game. Kearney High's pressure was going to have an effect. Anytime you have more turnovers than points, never a key for success.
Well, back into the ball game is Merrill. She works it up top. Kearney throwing a little zone on. Driving in, losing the handle is Charis. Ball picked up by Kearney High and Hatcher. It's got a 3-on-1. Hatcher fakes the pass and takes the shot and scores. Another transition bucket here for the Lady Bearcats. Coming in at 5-1. Stepping through the double team, ball knocked away. Our first NCN rankings of the year will be coming up just after the first of the year. Expect Kearney, if they get the win here tonight, probably going to be in the Class A top 10. There's a reach into the backcourt. Couldn't let that one go. Snyder picks up the foul. That's the first foul on either team here in the second quarter play. Doug Duda, Brandon Bennett's with you here. Thanks to everyone at Northeast for their hospitality. Danny Alvarado, our engineer, and the crew here running the cameras on this Saturday during the holiday break. Hope you're enjoying today's telecast. Girls game, 26-10 Kearney. Boys game will follow as Northeast works it to the left wing here. Sand had the first bucket of the ball game. Back to the high post with Renard in there on the right elbow. Trying to get it down low. Ball's kicked. I think that's where you see some of the youth right now.
Doug, for Kearney High, they really are trying to compact everything for Lincoln Northeast. They don't want them to hit anything from the outside. Everything's got to be from the inside. Even though they have the tallest player on the floor, it's still an advantage for Kearney High because of their size and speed.
Three-pointer, no good, but a long rebound out. A second chance opportunity here for Northeast. Looking forward to bringing you some halftime highlights by Sutter Heyman. Sutter Heyman Jewelers. Shot clock winding down, ball knocked away. Fight for it on the floor. Kearney's going to pick it up. Libby Province. Northeast is fighting hard, scrapping down low. Good defense underneath, but the shot off the heel and through by Addie Snyder. The Lady Cats gradually pulling away right now. Coach Danielson has to like the way they've picked things up here in the last 8 minutes. You never know what it's going to look like coming off the Christmas break, no matter how many practices you've had as the ball goes through Renard hand.
7 turnovers now for the Rockets just in this quarter. For the Bearcats, even scoring 2 apiece for Gans, Snyder, Hatcher, and Province.
Baseline jumper is up and in by Addie Snyder. And we're getting a timeout here by Northeast. So the Rockets find themselves down 30-10. They were up 8-7 at one point in this ball game. Timeout here on News Channel Nebraska Television.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
And again, a big thank you to our many fine sponsors from across the state of Nebraska that allow us to bring you high school sports like girls and boys basketball. We had a great fall with football and volleyball, and we got soccer and baseball in the springtime, and girls state wrestling dual championships, and many things going on here at NCN. Can't wait for conference time. Again, this normally would have been the week of the Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament, not because Pius bowed out, but it is a little different, and they've decided, you know what, we're not going to do it over the Christmas holiday. It's a little easier to do when Christmas falls on the weekend because you can kind of string 3 or 4 days together, but they've decided to move it later on in the season. Northeast out of the timeout. Good ball movement. Ball looks like it's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rockets, but that's good right out of the timeout. Know the play they want to run, and some good passes to get an open look down low.
They've had success tonight, Doug, trying to go baseline and get outside of Kearney High's defense. It's exactly what happened there, just couldn't quite connect.
There's a good give and go. Got to get the ball into Renard a little deeper. They did there. Hands it off to the cutter, Merrill, and she is fouled by Mary Weber. Oh, no, they're going to call it on Gans, I guess. Excuse me. I think it should have been on Weber. And Coach Danielson talking to the official. I don't think Gans was anywhere near the play. And so there's, I think, they're getting some confirmation. It was on Weber, who had just checked in. Another one of the seniors on this club, Hatcher and Jasnock, for the 10-player varsity roster here for Coach Danielson in his first year at Kearney High, but he's coached boys for quite a while. Been at Hastings, been at Cozad, been around the block. The Danielson name, obviously very well known, coming out of York and wherever else you want to go find the Danielson name.
Questions you don't want to ask. Who's the better coach in the Danielson family? Because everybody's got their own opinion, and it usually starts with the word me.
Yeah, even his brother Brady on the bench helping out this year. Dribble drive, bounce pass underneath. Glant, too much traffic down there. Northeast deflects it away. Kearney keeps the possession of the basketball. Comfortably up now, 30-10. We're going to get Weber for three. It's short, but that produces a long rebound. Good bounce pass underneath. Glant will finish on the assist from Addie Snyder. Lincoln Northeast coming out of that time. There's a good move on the left side, taking it in Sand, and it sets on the rim and in. So Nala Sand puts it in and breaks a long scoring drought here for the Rockets. 32-12 Kearney.
Just the second bucket and the fourth point for Lincoln Northeast here in the second quarter.
Approaching the 1 minute mark. Halftime coming up. Lee trying to get in the score column. Three no good. Another offensive rebound. So we're starting to see a lot of offensive boards for Kearney and a three-pointer by Snyder. And you get that comfortable lead, it's a lot easier to shoot the basketball. Ball picked off again. Lee comes away with the steal at midcourt, goes in with a left-hand layup and finishes for her first points. Kearney forces Northeast exactly where they want them. They know where the outlet pass is. They've jumped that lane quite a few times. There's a nice throw over the top. Get it to Perry. Perry down to the corner. Coming in for the reverse layup is going to be Chares. She has it blocked. So good defense, but Kearney loses it. Hanging right in there with it is going to be Chares, and she'll put it up and in. So Chares with a left-hand layup. All 5'2" of that freshman shows that she knows what to do with the basketball. Should be the last possession of the half. Shot clock off. We're down to 20 seconds. And Kearney will take a comfortable lead into halftime. Good defense, draws the double team. Couple of bounce passes underneath, doesn't get the shot away. Still time. Three-pointer, Weber parries it. And it works out well, and Kearney will cruise into the halftime locker room with a comfortable lead in this Heartland Athletic Conference girls battle. It's Kearney 40 and Lincoln Northeast 14. Look at that kick out. Everybody touched the ball that possession, got it inside, and the smile on Sophie Glant. She couldn't get the short one, but she got the assist. Bearcats cruising here at halftime. We'll be back to take a look at the highlights, stats, and more on News Channel Nebraska.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe. It's the Roe you know.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
And good evening once again, everyone from Lincoln Northeast. Doug Duda along with Brandon Bennett. It's Heartland Athletic Conference basketball action, and Kearney girls, after a little bit of a slow start, have really turned it on. They dominated the second quarter and lead it 40-14. Doug Duda, Brandon Bennett. Brandon will take a look at some of the numbers in a moment, but right now it's time for our halftime highlights, brought to you by Sauter Heyman Jewelers. Ball game gets off to a start here with some good passing underneath. To get on the board is Lincoln Northeast, and Nala Sand with the first bucket of the ball game. Kearney answers right back with a scoop shot up and in by Addie Snyder. It was back and forth quickly in the first 3 minutes, 8-7, but then Kearney hit some threes. Kelsey Hatcher buries one from the right wing, and after that 8-7 deficit, they started getting some turnovers. Layups underneath by Augusta Gans, and the Rockets had trouble scoring. Good bounce pass underneath for the layup. Sophie Clant getting on the board. Come back to the other end, scoop shot, sets on the rim, and finally falls there for Sand, but they didn't have much success in the second quarter as they were held to just 6 points, as that jumper, again, good for three by Snyder. Reverse layup is blocked underneath. Getting a hand on that is Gans, but the steal made, and here comes Charles right back in for the final points of the first half for Lincoln Northeast, and Kearney High up 40-14. Brandon, what does some of the numbers look like here at halftime?
Biggest key of anything on the floor right now are the number of turnovers for the Rockets. They had 6 in the first quarter. They had 8 in the second quarter. They had more turnovers than points in the second quarter, and that's the biggest difference in the game, because then Kearney High turns those turnovers into points. Addie Snyder leading all scorers right now with 13 points, 9 in the second quarter alone. She really helped to extend that offense. Once Kearney High got that turnover, she was the one down the floor first, had 3 2-pointers, and then that big 3-pointer from the wing.
All right, so that's a few of the numbers that we've got for you here at halftime. We'll be back with more as Kearney High leads Lincoln Northeast.
There's a noticeable difference when you walk into Tom Dinsdale Automotive. You can't miss the exceptional customer service that we're known for, or the huge emphasis we place on providing unsurpassed vehicle service with experienced technicians and quality parts. And of course, we think big when it comes to giving back to the community that has supported us for so many years. It's our year-end closeout sale. Stop by any Dinsdale location and save thousands on remaining 2024 inventory. These incredible low prices won't last long, so hurry in now. Stop into Dinsdale Automotive today.
Doug Duda, Brandon Bennett. Our halftime brought to you by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney. And the Kearney Sportsplex. Oh my goodness, we get a chance, Brandon, to see that thing grow and grow and grow by the day. And the Kearney Sportsplex is owned by the city of Kearney and plans to open in the spring of 2025. It'll feature turf field, 66,000 square feet, customized size soccer fields, 3 drop-down net, batting cages, pickleball, and track, oh, it's going to be so awesome coming in the spring of 2025, the Kearney Sportsplex.
If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. And if you've driven by the interstate on I-80, by the Kearney interchange, and you still haven't seen it, you need to check your driver's license. It is an enormous building just north of the interstate. It is fantastic and a really good get for Kearney.
Well, we know here in Lincoln, they've got so many facilities. You go all over town and play so many great tournaments, whatever the sport is, especially basketball, volleyball, soccer, indoors. And now an opportunity for maybe some of the Lincoln and Omahas to come a little farther west, play some of the Denvers, play some of the Hayes, Kansas, some of the folks from Cheyenne, Wyoming, just to see some different competition. And we're looking forward to that at the Kearney Sportsplex. Again, it's 40-14 Kearney here in the girls' game, but we do, Brandon, expect a much closer boys' game. Kearney High has fallen out of the top 10. They were preseason number 3 for Kearney, and for Lincoln Northeast, boy, they have got up to a great start here. They are a scary team that may have the best point guard in the state of Nebraska.
Very, very unlikely. And when you look at what the Rockets have, and again, their record's just 4-1, 9-14 last year. They put some pieces together. Obviously, having a great point guard is always a big thing. And then for Kearney High, their big thing is, can they find a third scorer? We know Ben Johnson's going to get his points. Jacob Weber's going to get his points. Can they find score number 3 for Kearney High? It's going to be a good game coming up.
Yes, Eric Houston back home here at Lincoln Northeast after spending last year at North Star. And as you mentioned, already going to Fort Hays State is Ben Johnson and Jacob Webb, the junior, receiving all kinds of Division I interest depending on which recruiting service you look at. He's right around the number 50 to 60 kid in the junior class in the country right here in the state of Nebraska and not in the Metro. So a chance if you want to watch him play tonight as well, check it out. The game's coming up next. But right now, we say thank you to halftime. It is in the rear view mirror, brought to you by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney, and Kearney leads it 40-14. The second half is next on NCN.
This broadcast is brought to you by Platte Valley Auto. With our vast selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, exceptional car care, and custom service, you won't find a reason to visit any other dealership. And by Nutrien. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Every remaining new 2024 Yukon and Yukon XL now with up to $8,600 total savings. We are professional grade at Central Nebraska's premier GM dealer, Midway Chevrolet Buick GMC Kearney, or thinkmidway.com/GM.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com and by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports for more highlights, interviews, rankings, and our full schedule.
All right, let's get the second half underway. Lincoln Northeast gets the ball in the alternating possession. Kearney's going to come out, throw a little man on him, bounce pass underneath. Nice pass to the freshman. Bernard can't get it to go, though. Then we're going to get a jump ball on the rebound. Starting the second half is Jay Lamero. Give him maybe a little bit more tenacity inside with the freshman. Again, as you just saw at NCN Sports Twitter. Love to have you out there, Twitter, X. See what we're doing. Give us your comments on the broadcast and some teams that you'd like to see us cover throughout the year, because we've got a lot more coming up the next couple of months. Kearney's first possession, short jumper Province comes up short, and the rebound brought down by Merrill. She doesn't stop. She looks all the way through, puts it off the glass, and it won't go. Rebound momentarily had there by Northeast. I think we're going to get another jump ball, and Northeast will have the possession.
2 possessions for the Rockets. 2 aggressive takes to the basket. 1 for Morrell the time before that. Go down low for Renard. Great to see some halftime adjustments for Lincoln Northeast.
All right, throwing it in. Got to go up top. Ball deflected away, but Northeast will grab it here. And now Sand with the basketball. Gets it to Morrell. Morrell comes in and kicks it back out to Sand. Driving dish, going to get a three-pointer on the way, and that's off the iron by Perry. Long rebound, though. Reset the shot clock. Another chance here for the Rockets. Really banging in there. They get it to Renard. Good catch. Turn, shoots. No good, but good backside help by Gans to come in there. You had Hatcher fronting her. Nobody there on the backside, and still good help. But Northeast, that's what you want to see. Keep getting that ball down in there. That just happened to be a good defensive play by Kearney. Off the screen, kick it to the left-hand corner. Kind of quiet as Chasnock. Hatcher thought about it. She'll shoot that from time to time. Drive and dish. Pull-up jumper from 10 is short, no good. So our score remains the same in the first 90 seconds of the third quarter. And driving in, having her shot blocked out of bounds is going to be Merrill. You just will get right behind her if she's going to go coast to coast all the time. Here in the third quarter, brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the systems, thanks to Husker Rehab, our third quarter sponsor. Merrill comes in and cannot get it to go. Again, nice take. Kearney High is going to slow it up here a little bit. Leading at 40-14. You thought maybe a quick start, and you'd see them rust a little bit as the ball's knocked and deflected out of bounds. Up next for Kearney, they're back home on January the 2nd against North Platte. And for Lincoln Northeast, also home here on January the 2nd against Lincoln East. They'll also go to Marion next Saturday, a week from today. With this kind of a necessary game here for Kearney, they wouldn't have had much between now and January 10th. Bearcats still lead at 40-14, but Northeast has shut them down here in the first 2 minutes of this quarter. Going through the weave, trying to find the opening. They decide to take the three after all. No good by Gans. Run down in the corner by Renard. Outlet pass, but nobody's there but blue jerseys. So they'll slow it up, get it over on the left wing to Merrill. Merrill working one-on-one. Can't get a shot away. Trip up front. Going to say incidental contact. Lincoln Northeast saves it. Good job here by the Rockets to save the basketball. Keep their patience, keep their focus. Try to get it down to Renard. Not enough air under that one. Deflects off her hands. Kearney gets the steal. Trying to go coast to coast. Gans comes in, draws the foul, and won the foul on Merrill. Couldn't decide whether to grab her out on the wing. Thought she could knock it away from behind. And definitely gets the foul there. That replay brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close.
That was the trifecta the Rockets didn't want. You had a turnover, you had a basket, and now you have the and one.
Free throw no good, and Northeast will take over. So Kearney on their way to a 6-1 start with a lone loss, the one-pointer to Lincoln Southwest, who has been so good this season. After what they did last year and lost Kennedy Williams and lost some key players, they're actually doing pretty good. So what you see in this Heartland Athletic Conference is some pretty good girls basketball teams here. Heck, even Lincoln High. Unfortunately, the boys play Grand Island today. No girls team, but they're off to a 4-2 start. Getting the ball knocked away, scrambling on the floor. They save it underneath, and the layup is good for Paige Perry. The assist while on the ground from Jayla Merrill. I like watching her play. She has got grit. There's no doubt about it. Kearney still, though, only 2 points for each team in the quarter. Try to change that. The deep three, Hatcher can't quite get it there. Renard pulls it down. Needs a teammate to find, and there is Morrell to take it, bring it up on the left side. So Northeast showing some of that defense that they showed the first 4 games. Down low, Renard. She's going to get fouled and high off the glass, and one at the other end. Nice play by the freshman, Renard. Our instant replay brought to you by Mead Lumber, making you feel at home from design to finish. Mead Lumber.
From the perspective of a big man, I love to see Brenna Renard play. She had a player on her hip. She posted her, called for the ball. Ball came in high. Ball stayed high. Hit the corner on the square just above and to the left of the basket. Bounces right in. And the and one. Always good to see a nice post player.
She'll check out, and Tilly Ash will come back in. Doug Brandon Bennett's with you here on NC and News Channel Nebraska Television in the Heartland Athletic Conference. Kearney girls used a huge second quarter and are coasting right now 42-19 here at Lincoln Northeast. Hatcher drives into the double team. Gets it right back. Northeast packing that paint, not letting Kearney do much dribble penetration. Hatcher trying for all she's worth, and finally there's too many Rockets in there. Foul will be on Merrill. That is her third. Really nobody in foul trouble except now Merrill with her third. Our high school basketball brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com. Merrill comes away with a loose basketball. Hanging on her is Snyder, and Snyder will get called for the foul. And I think we are, because Coach Danielson went and brought 3 new fresh faces in. Starting to see a little fatigue out there. It's hard to go up down the floor. And when we get deep in this game, if it stays a 20-point game, you're going to know most of the kids. We've got 10 Kearney and 9 from Northeast suited up. So there's not a 13th, 14th girl to go get.
Just like Coach Norman Dale said in Hoosiers, it's a lonely bench.
I knew that too well. Three-pointer in the corner. So Morrell knocks it down from the right-hand corner, and the Rockets are actually winning this third quarter of play. Kearney's still only 2 points. It was 40-14. And we're going to get the timeout here for Kearney. Coach Danielson, one thing you don't want to see is get complacent, get comfortable. I don't think they are. I just think the Rockets playing good defense. Kearney can't score, can't put the pressure on, and then get the steal and get the layup and see what we saw in that second quarter.
And one of the things that pressure does is pressure builds pressure. Halftime was great for Lincoln Northeast. Everybody calm down, everybody take a breath, get away from that pressure, learn how to handle it, make some adjustments. And for Kearney High, they were expecting more of the same. Lincoln Northeast, they've just packed in their defense. They've made some adjustments, and right now, certainly Lincoln Northeast winning the third quarter.
More hoops coming up next on NCN.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
All right, let's see what Kearney draws up out of the timeout. It's going to be a three-pointer in the right-hand corner. Corey Hofford in for the first time. One and done. Outlet pass in the front court. Numbers aren't there. Looking at it, though, was Perry. Page gets rid of it up top to Merrill, who's really kind of taken over everything here for Lincoln Northeast, and maybe that'll help him out. Running the point a little bit more. Good crossover, Morrell, and draws the Kearney foul. We haven't been anywhere close to 5 fouls in a quarter, but that is the third of the quarter. After an extended break, Hatcher and Province, the two leading scorers for Kearney, will come in, and we will see Weber and Snyder check out.
I like to call that a Michael Jordan timeout. For Hatcher and Province, they got the benefit of the timeout, came in at the first dead ball. So really, for a 1-minute timeout, they got about 2.5 minutes worth of rest.
Three-pointer on the way, won't go for Merrill. Long rebound to the corner, Kearney runs it down Province, and a hit foul. Wouldn't let her go. Morrell with the personal foul. And now Renard will come right back in defensively here. See it there in our instant replay. So each team now with 3 team fouls here in the third quarter. Again, the new rule last year, there's no 1-and-1. 5 fouls in a quarter, you automatically shoot 2, and then you wipe the slate clean each and every quarter unless you go to overtime. Hatcher up top. Again, Kearney struggling mightily here offensively, and another turnover. Here comes Merrill, going to put that shoulder down, bring it in, shot no good. Kearney good defense, rebound by Hoffert. Bearcats push it up on the right side. Hand it off again, Corey. Using that screen, trying to get somebody running off the screen, although Northeast doing a good job avoiding the contact. Driving baseline, trying to get underneath, into the defense. We'll get the foul here, and free throws coming up for Kennedy Lee.
Kearney High did a good job there, trying to play a little high-low game. They had Kelsey Hatcher-Loam bringing Sophie Gland high to the top of the key, trying to force the Rockets to one side, but couldn't quite get the Rockets to really expand that defense out. Too compact, led to the foul.
First free throw good for Kennedy Lee. Only the third point of the quarter here for Kearney after putting up 40 in the first half. Merrill's going to come out for a breather. Second free throw on the way, and it too is good for the sophomore Kennedy Lee. So now Kearney can put on a little pressure here. I don't think they would have maybe necessarily had they been scoring some points, but now that they haven't, I think Coach Danielson says, we haven't had a chance to put the press on for 5 minutes, so let's go do it. It'll be Northeast ball underneath their own hoop, off the kick. Vertical long leg baseline. Morrell throws it out. Charez back into the corner, too quick. And out of bounds it goes. See a lot of those on inbounds, trying to get the ball back to the player that took the ball out of bounds, get him in the corner for an open three. See that at all levels. Didn't work that time for the Rockets, but their turnovers are down from the first half.
3 so far this quarter. They had 8 in just the second quarter.
Blocking foul on the drive to the hoop by Province. So 2 more free throws coming up. Coach Drew Danielson, pace on the sidelines here, trying to find a way to get his team's offense clicking again. And the free throw here is short, no good. Don't forget, at the end of the ball game, we'll talk with the victorious coach and player of the game, brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Right now, it looks like that'll be Coach Danielson. Second free throw is good. And here comes Snyder in. Lee out. 40-14 at half. Rockets have outscored Kearney 8-5 here so far in the third quarter. And this, I guess, isn't just a one-game thing either for Kearney. That's why their offensive scoring average is in the 40s, not the 50s, is because they have had little spurts like this. They may score 20 in one quarter and 4 or 6 in the next. Kearney fans not agreeing with that call. That's okay. We've made it this far before I heard somebody really vehemently disagree. Three-pointer, no good, but that gives Renard the offensive putback as she's fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Again, exactly what you want to see in a big post player. She's by far the tallest player on the floor at 6'2". Nobody else is above 5'10". You really want to see her do big man things, and you see her do that. You've seen her post, now you've seen her rebound, and now you've seen her get that free throw off of that foul.
Well, she shows that she can shoot the ball from more than just inside 6 feet. Got good form here at the free throws line and puts it up and hits them both. As we said in our pregame, her brother's playing college ball. Her sister's a college soccer player. Good family of the Renards, and she's the latest here at Lincoln Northeast. 45-22. Bearcats make it 24 now that they have the free throws. Three-pointer on the way, trying to answer and getting the job done with a little flex there. Addie Snyder, she's having herself a pretty good ball game today, Brandon.
She really is. She was the leading scorer of all players. She had 13 at the half, and now a big 3 to hopefully ignite Kearney High.
So we work our way towards the 1 minute mark here. Goes off the shoot up there of Morrell, but they pick it up, driving into the defense, drawing the foul will be Sand, and she'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Province. Also in there was Jasnock, could have been either way. So let's see what Sand can do. First one up in. 3 free throws in a row now by Lincoln Northeast. Second free throw coming up. No good. Rebound brought down by the Bearcats. Gans with the outlet, right side, quickly to the trailer in Libby Province. Kearney slows it down here. Coach Danielson has a set play ready to go. Gets it on the right elbow, back cut not there. Kicks it out, three-pointer on the way. Jasnock all net. That's a killer when you're the opposition for Northeast. They had the back cut covered. They went to the secondary play and they bury that 3 on you. Rockets kick up a three in transition. It's no good. Long rebound. Try to run it down. Ash can't get there. And now Kearney with 30 seconds. Could hold for one, but they're on the run out here. Snyder will slow it up. And now Coach Danielson says, let's go ahead and pull it out and run about 12 seconds before we get some offense going. So Kearney in command here by 26. Had got it down to 20 there. Crossover, good screen. Kick it out for a Hatcher three. It's on the way, no good. Have a chance at a putback here. Shot at the horn is no good. That's the end of the third quarter, brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Kearney 51, Lincoln Northeast 25. We enter the fourth quarter of this Heartland Athletic Conference girls game right after this.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
This broadcast is brought to you by Platte Valley Auto. With our vast selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, exceptional car care, and custom service, you won't find a reason to visit any other dealership. And by Nutrien. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
The final Saturday of 2024. Doug Duda, Brandon Bennett's with you from Jones Gymnasium here at Lincoln Northeast. It's Kearney girls 51, Lincoln Northeast 25. Ready for the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. Appreciate our sponsors from Kearney, Lincoln, and throughout the state. Kearney will get the ball here on the alternate possession. 11 points in that last quarter for each of the ball clubs. So it stays at 26, 51 to 25. But it was just a little different, wasn't it, Brandon? A couple of threes there for Kearney. It wasn't the steals and layups that we saw, especially in the second quarter.
And he really thought that Lincoln Northeast was going to be able to find that rhythm, play their basketball. After Kearney High really played their brand of basketball in the second quarter, Lincoln Northeast just couldn't hang on.
Province with a nice drive. One of the few, if you look at that shot clock, our shot chart tonight for Kearney, you're going to see a lot of misses inside 8 feet. That one good, and here's a reach-in foul on the pressure on Elena Jasnock. And one of the things you see a lot, like we're seeing with Northeast, when you see either young or inexperienced teams, is when they get that ball inside, it doesn't happen often enough, and so all of a sudden it's like, I got to get it up right away, and you forget to shoot the ball, and you just kind of throw it up there. And really everybody but Renard has been kind of guilty of that at one time or another, but they're starting to get more looks as they drive. Nice shot right through the middle of that net by Morrell. Those are the things we're talking about, feeling more comfortable. The more you get in there, the more comfortable you're going to feel.
Good thing Kearney High is playing this team right now. Don't know that I want to play the Rockets in a week or a month or especially a year from now.
Well, the pit shot no good. Coming the other way, Merrill scoop shot rolls off the rim, no good. Boy, Renard tries everything she can to get that offensive rebound, but it's tipped out in the Kearney. On the run out, Hatcher on the assist from half court. Kelsey Hatcher with the layup. Good transition bucket again. Kearney for now is going to keep some pressure on, and Northeast throws away. I doubt Coach Danielson will keep this pressure on much longer. He's got the comfortable double-up lead, 55-27.
And you certainly saw that faucet turn off just a little bit. For the Rockets, they had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, 8 in the second, just 3 in the third, and that's their first in the fourth.
All right, here's Hatcher again. Crossover, kicks it back out. Kearney with their starters out there, and Mary Weber has come into the ball game right now. Plays a Snyder. Hatcher drives, kicks it back out top. Again, Kearney only with 10 players, so not a lot on the bench. Kick the ball. Don't forget, at the end of the ball game, we'll take a look at our top plays brought to you by Southeast Community College. See how this game played out. Up top, there's the pick. It goes the other way. Merrill goes coast to coast and hits the layup. So a rare transition bucket for the Rockets. And Merrill puts it up and in. She is having herself a good basketball game. There's no doubt about it. We'll also be talking to our player of the game, brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center. Looking forward to that. Might be a decision tonight. Hatcher catching up here with another three-pointer. Kelsey Hatcher knocks down the three. And the score doubled up again, 58-29. So Kearney High, quicker start here by far in the fourth than what we saw in the third. How about Merrill for another three? Yes. Uses the window, but it counts the same. This is more like the start of the game than what we saw there in the third quarter.
Really what we expected from the first and the second quarters. Third quarters, both teams kind of came out lethargic. And for Kearney High, starting to see more of that second quarter magic.
Back-to-back Drainos by Hatcher. It's turned into a game of horse. Okay, you do it, now I'll do it. Oh, pass knocked away. They had Renard underneath. Gans was able to pick it off 2-on-3. Up to Hatcher. Catch, shoot. Can't get it to go. Rebound brought down by Morrell. She looks down the floor. Wide open Merrill. She'll bring it in with a jump stop and score. Well, this is pretty entertaining here in the first 3 minutes of this fourth quarter. Even though the game's not close score-wise, both teams getting after it. Kearney wants to show that they can do some great things here. They're on pace to get their highest scoring output of the year. They had 66 opening night against Elkhorn South. Corner looking at that three. Chasnot can't pull the trigger. Underneath, turnaround jumper draws the foul, and Gans will go to the line and shoot two. See the replay, and didn't want to commit that foul, but just a little bit of the arm. Free throw up, no good. Gans, don't see that very often where the player does not dribble the basketball. Here comes Lee and Plant in. Ash back in for the Rockets. 4:34 to go. Kearney put this one away with a huge second quarter, and the free throw is up and in. We've been right between 20 and 29 here since halftime. Merrill starts left, back, right. Here she goes. You know she ain't stopping. Lost control and out of bounds it's going to go. Kennedy Lee with a good defense there for Kearney. Made her make a choice and looked like she was ready to take the shot, and the ball just slid right out of her hands.
Sometimes you can come down the floor in control. Sometimes you're out of control. If you're out of control, you don't have the ball control or the body control. None of that is a good thing if you're trying to put the ball in the hoop.
Looking at the three, nothing there for Gans. Hatcher, she's hit back-to-back threes. Could she be thinking for a third one? Well, she was thinking of it. Gives it off to Weber. The three, no good. Ball hits the floor, and here's Perry with the rebound. Handle Lincoln Northeast wants to run. Doesn't like the numbers, so hits the trailer there in Morrell. Halfway home in the fourth quarter, pass is off the mark. Renard had no chance at that. Steal made by Sophie Glant. Kennedy Lee, nobody picks her up. Dishes it in the corner. Three-pointer Weber. That's all net. Kearney High's hit their share of three-pointers tonight. Nice one by Mary Weber. Don't forget our coach's post-game interview coming up, brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Play and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. We're 3.5 away for the post-game. Lob it in. There's a good catch by Renard. Maybe too far underneath. Missed it. Got it back. No good. Gets the rebound. Kicks it out top. Merrill for the three. No good. Rebound brought down by Kearney High. And one of the things you'll see the freshman in Renard as we get to timeout by Kearney real quickly here. I'm sure in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, do you think she's big out there and can control the body with these juniors and seniors? She was running over kids and didn't want to hurt anybody. Now at the varsity level, can't be afraid to get physical when she takes that ball up in the paint. Use that body, and I'm sure that's something we'll see her develop real quick. 3:06 to go in the game. Kearney 65, Northeast 34. This time out on NCN.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech program and become part of the Landmark difference.
Our top plays coming up at the end of the game, brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. As we get ready for the final 3 minutes here of basketball. Kearney out of the timeout, leading it comfortably, 62-34 off a couple of screens. Weber goes for back-to-back threes, no good. And the defensive board brought down by Renard. What a great job she's doing in there. Northeast 18-7 last year. Now rebuilding and bearing the three is Paige Perry. Kearney, conversely, was a 500 girls basketball team last year and almost everybody back. And that's one of the reasons they're just a step ahead of Northeast here as the three-pointer. Weber tried again. Nope. Ball knocked out of bounds. And the official going to give the ball to Kearney. And we will see Coach Van Engen clear the kids that are on the bench. Most of these young ladies have already been in. But we will see Curran Harris check in for the first time. And also, well, Draper's been in. Also checking in, Ash is in there. Sand is back. And Charez Brindley, the freshman. Kearney High getting ready to sub. I think the officials are trying to determine what the shot clock should be at. They'll reset it. Kearney ball underneath their own hoop here as they'll box the lane. And the ball knocked away. Can it stay in bounds? Yes, it does. Charez comes away with the basketball. 2:15 to go. Crossover Sand. Back out Charez. Open three. It's in and out, no good. Long rebound. Going to get a jump ball. And the arrow points the way of the Rockets. Coming in for Kearney, Molly Kalsbach. And Corey Hoffer comes back in. Saw some time earlier in the ball game. So most of the starters have played their final few seconds here of 2024. Inbounds pass. Ash, good move with the right hand, puts it up and in. So Tilly Ash hasn't been much in the offensive score column so far, but makes a nice play inside.
Also, nice to see her, that 1-2 punch. Renard, you know she's going to get her points down low. Nice to be able to see Ash or somebody else be able to get also points down low.
Northeast going to win some basketball games the rest of the season. Jumper to corner. Three-pointer, they say. No good by Kalsbach. And the Rockets will pull it down. A couple more possessions here for each team. Sand drive. Oh, pick in a pocket coming in from the backside. Mary Weber, 1-on-2, looking for a teammate on the cut. Has to go to the last player across the timeline. Glant sets it up. Down the low block. Glant double team. Wrap around pass. Hoffer able to run it down. Back inside, turnaround jumper. We will get the foul called on Ash. And to the line will be Sophie Glant. Again, coming up, we have our post game with the player of the game and the coach of the game from Kearney High. Brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Buick in Aurora. (65-39). Free throw up, and it's good. So Sophie Glant knocks it down. 1:10 remaining, 66-39. Brandon Kearney's had, you always look at players that score all the points as the shot's blocked inside. Second time a foul going to be called on Lee. It's not always who scores all the points. A lot of those points scored because of the defense that Kearney played here this evening.
There have been two keys to Kearney High's success tonight. First of all, when Kelsey Hatcher scores points. She scored 7 in the first quarter, had just 2 in the second, and all of that Addie Snyder picked up and had the lion's share of the points. No points for either one in the third quarter, and then 8 big points for Kelsey Hatcher in the fourth quarter. You also saw that's when the turnovers came. First, second, and fourth for the Rockets. Key for both is Kearney High.
Final minute of our girls basketball game. This was 8-7. If you joined us late, Northeast was up 8-7 halfway through the first quarter, and then only scored 6 points over the next 12 minutes, and it went from an 8-7 lead to a 40-14 deficit. And Kearney, ton of layups there, as Brando was mentioning, in the second quarter. Down to 45 seconds. Ball on the right wing. Harris going to give it off for Charez. See if 2 more points, or maybe even 3, get on the board. Charez drives, draws the contact. Tough shot up and in. Send the freshman to the line for an and 1. She's got a big smile on her face, too. Why wouldn't you? And trying to finish the 3-point play. It's good. Charez gets the job done. Kearney will bring the ball across the court. They will have to take a shot, or at least the shot clock is on. Weber with it up top. Kicks it over on the wing. See if we can get calls back in the score column. I think she and Corey are the only 2 that haven't scored. Trying to force it down. Hofford gets it to the free throw line. Glance open. Bounces around, no good. Rebound brought down by Sand. 10 seconds to go. Kearney will go to 6-1. Lincoln Northeast will drop to 2-3 as the Bearcats. Final shot by Sand, no good. Kearney 66 and Lincoln Northeast 44. Well played game on both ends. Northeast hung around in this one when it looked like Kearney might run away with it in the third quarter. They did not. Kearney's back in action at home Thursday, January the 2nd against North Platte, and then they will be back down here against Lincoln High in the capital city on the 10th before going to Omaha Buena Vista on the 11th. For Northeast, they're home on January the 2nd against Lincoln East. They go to Omaha Marion on Saturday the 4th and across town to Southeast on January the 7th. We'll talk with the coach and player of the game next on NCN.
Hi, I'm Baylor Shireman, proud to call Aurora, Nebraska home. From dreaming big in a small town to being drafted by the Boston Celtics, I've always aimed for the best. That's why I rely on Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevrolet in Aurora for my vehicles. When you're driven to succeed, you choose a winning team. Before you drive away in your next car, check with the team that knows how to win. Roe. It's the Roe you know.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Stop into Zollner Ford Beatrice and check out the great pre-winter offers. 2024 Ford F-250 starting at only $47,999, or choose 1.9% financing with approved credit. Check out ZollnerFordBeatrice.com for our $399 a month lease specials on many models in stock. Check out the 2024 full-size hardtop Broncos starting as low as $39,999. We are Zollner Ford Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
The 66-44 victory. Time for our post-game interview with the head coach, Drew Danielson, brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. And Coach, Northeast came out of the gate. You never know how things are going to go after a long break like Christmas. Yeah. But once you got it going with that defense and transition, you were able to give yourself a cushion.
Yeah, I thought our energy was really good today. Our pressure obviously caused them some problems, but only 3 turnovers in the first half. And I thought that was really key to be able to finish our pressure breaks and then hit our threes there towards the end.
When you're not getting the steals and the transition buckets, what are some of the things you saw positive and maybe when you struggled there in the third quarter?
Yeah, I thought we shared the ball pretty good all day long. We still got to make more shots. Obviously that helps. Getting to the free throw line, getting into our actions a little bit more. But for the most part, 4-quarter effort coming out of Christmas break, I thought was pretty good.
What's it going to be like when you take on Renard here in a couple of years?
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. She's only going to get better, too. I thought, we talked at halftime about getting her off the boards and rebounding, but she's a load. She's a really good player, and, she'll be a problem the next couple of years.
You've always got pretty good balance. Addie is going to be our player of the game. Talk about her game tonight.
Yeah, I thought she was huge tonight. She's kind of that third of the three-headed monster with Libby and Kelsey, and when she gets hers, when she gets us into our actions, defensively, when she's diving on the floor, she makes us a really, really good basketball team.
Coach, a little time off here. You don't play a lot of games between now and the 10th. North Platte's coming up next. What do you expect and what do you got to do in practice?
Yeah, we just got to keep getting better. You know, we've got a great group, fun group to be around. We just got to keep getting better. You saw defensively a little bit, kind of up and down today. So, you know, keep getting better, find a way to make more shots, not turn it over so much, and keep having fun.
Well, let's bring in Addie, our player of the game, and talk about the win. Addie, congratulations. Another little Christmas present, right?
Yes, it is. It's great.
What did you guys do? I mean, it's so important to steal the way you guys are playing defense, get a lot of layups. When you do that, you score a lot of points in a hurry.
Yeah, it feels good, you know, just getting out there, stealing it, getting up.
Coach was talking about kind of the three-headed monster, what you guys do on that press. Talk about what you're doing with that press to make it so effective.
Well, I don't know. Say that again.
What's Coach tell you in practice when you're working on that press?
Oh, just the press, just to get after it, you know, just got to be active, and just keep going after it.
The team last year was around 500. You're off to a 6-1 start. You went out to Scotts Bluff. You saw a great team in Wyoming. You only have one loss by 1 point. Everybody's got to be feeling pretty good right now. It's got to be a happy locker room.
Yeah, it feels great. Celebration. We're going to go in there, celebrate. It just feels really good, 6-1.
All right, we'll let you get in there, Addie. Congratulations. Addie Snyder, our player of the game. We're going to have a chance to come back and take a look at some of the highlights of today's game. Kearney High gets the win over Lincoln Northeast here on NCN.